أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده سيدنا ونبينا وحبيبنا ومولانا محمد صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحابه ومن اهتدى بهداه إلى يوم الدين فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربي لا تؤاخذني مما يقولون واغفر لي ما لا يعلمون واجعل لي خيرا مما يظنون أما بعد. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Welcome to the House of Dua and welcome to this special edition arranged to remind ourselves of how to reach out to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with our needs and desires, seeking solutions to the problems that we are facing in today's life. And dear brothers and sisters in Islam, through our Facebook channel, we have been coming to you with verses in the series we titled From Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to You the Believers. In that series, we have been coming to you and we will continue to come to you with verses and revelations and evidences and proofs and ayats revealed to mankind by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, especially those of us who are believers. There are specific verses in the Quran that are meant for our own consumption, to address our conditions, to invite us to guidance, to advise us on what to do in order to live good life here and return back to Allah for a better life. These are the verses we call the verses of relief, joy, and hope. We have been bringing them to you and will continue to bring them to you in the forthcoming days or weeks or months, inshallah ta'ala. We recognize in this series that many of us in today's world are facing a lot of difficulties, economic difficulties, health difficulties, marital difficulties, and employment difficulties, all kinds of challenges. As a matter of fact, there's hardly any country in the world today where there are no difficulties. And we are looking for solutions to these problems, lasting solution for that matter. But unfortunately, many of us turn to a different direction, leaving the right direction where the solution is. We have submitted in our series that the solution to many of these problems we are facing can be found in the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created us and brought us to this world. He knows the challenges that we're going to be here. He knows that more than anything else, we were going to face an ambush from the shaitan. And the shaitan will pressurize each and every one of us in different directions. Therefore, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has guided us on how to cope with that situation. He sent us verses and verses in the Quran to remind us on what to do. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, especially in verse 153 of Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was gracious enough to assign to us the best manner in which we should reach out to Him. In a layman's language, in that verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave to us a phone number to call when we are in difficulty. And He said, if we call and there is no answer, because He may have a reason why He will not answer you right away. And if He doesn't answer you, keep on calling. Be patient. If you do, then of course, He will grant you your self-desires. In that verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu ista'inu bis-sabri was-salat inna Allaha ma'as-sabirin. O you who have believed, seek from Allah. Seek your needs. Ask for your protection. Express your desires to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with patience and in salat. Inna Allaha ma'as-sabirin. Allah is in support, is on the side of those who are patient. In this verse, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has kind of communicated to us like a man or woman who is sending his child away abroad to go and look for good livelihood. Or a person who is sending his daughter away to high school or college, far away from home, or sending a daughter away to marriage, and you are giving that child a parting gift of an advice, and you tell the child, be careful. Where you are going may turn out to be good or bad, you never know. But whatever the situation is, if you have any difficulty, call on me and I will respond to you. This is what Allah has presented to us in the Quran. In this verse, oh, you have believed, you are going to the world to worship me. You are going to the world to face the combat from the shaitan. But call on me. Take my phone number. My phone number is as-salat. Call me through salat. Okay? Call me by constantly worshiping me and telling me your needs. And when you call me and I'm not responding to you, don't give up. Keep calling. Be patient. Be patient with me. Keep calling and I will respond to you. Allahu Akbar Kabir. In Surah Ar-Rahman, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Sa'nafrugu lakum ayyuha thaqalan fabi'ayyi ala rabbikuma tukaziban. Allah was addressing us, the men and the jinns. Say, Sa'nafrugu lakum. I will attend to you very soon. I know you are in a hurry. I know you are worried. I will attend to you. Be patient. And which of Allah's favors can you deny? My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, the truth of the matter is that when some of us are faced with difficulties today and you tell them, reach out to Allah, trust in Allah, be patient. Everything you are facing now will come out good. Be patient. There are different levels of trials and tribulations. But at the end of it all, it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who has answer to everything. Inna Allaha ala kulli shay'in qadir. Allah has power over everything. Therefore, trust in Allah. When you tell that to people nowadays, they have some concern, especially those who have been brought down by a very perennial difficulty, a problem that is not going away. They have tried every means. They have actually prayed, but nothing seems to be changing. And so they are worried. Are you sure? We recognize that the question of are you sure is not peculiar to us alone. Even the people of the past, some of them were also concerned when they were faced with similar difficulties. And they asked the question, are you sure? Imagine the wife of Ibrahim, alayhi salam, Sarah, was looking for a child for years. No child. But when the angels finally came, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, we brought good news to her, announcing to her that a child known as Ishaq was going to be born by her, and that child will also live long to give her a grandchild known as Yaqub. Sarah was amazed, pleasantly surprised, and she asked, are you sure? Alidu, Wana Ajuzun, Wahaza Bali Sheikha, a child for an old woman like me when my husband is old? Then the angel asked her, Atajabina min amurillah. Are you surprised at the command of Allah? Does it amaze you? Are you confused? Rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu alaykum ahlal bayt. Okay, we have delivered our message. May the peace of Allah and His blessing be upon you. So they left. The same thing when similar angels came to Zechariah alayhi salam. Ya Zechariah, inna nubashiruka bi ghulamin ismuhu Yahya, lam naj'al lahu min qablu samiyya. O Zechariah, we have come to you with good news of a child known as Yahya, and nobody before him has ever borne that name. In another surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, the angel told Zechariah, we are coming to you with the news of a child who was going to be Musaddiqan bi kalimatin min Allah wa sayyidan wa hasuran wa nabiyyan min as-salihin. A child who was going to be a Sayyid, a leader, a Hasur, a pure person, a Nabi, a prophet. And that was John the Baptist, also known as Prophet Yahya alayhi salam. But Zechariah was at that time pleasantly surprised, and he asked the question, are you sure it's going to happen? Ana yakunu li ghulam wa qad balagani al-kibar wa imraati aqil. How can I bear a child when I'm old and my wife is barren? The angel told him, By the command of Allah, Kazalika lahu yaf'alu ma yasha. That's what Allah said we should tell you. Allah can do whatever He wants to do. So the angel left, and Zechariah, his wife, became pregnant, gave birth to the child known as Yahya. What of Maryam alayha salam, the mother of Jesus Christ? Hasanat Farajaha, with the highest level of chastity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, the angel came to Maryam, Ya Maryam, Inna Allah yubashiruki bikalimatin minhu al-masihu Isa ibn Maryam wajihan fi dunya wal akhirah wa minal muqarrabin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has asked us to come to you with a word, a pure word that is going to translate into a child. And this child is going to be a pure child, a holy person, a righteous person, and was going to be among the closest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That was Jesus Christ. That's how He was born. Zalika Isa ibn Maryam qawlul haqq allati fihi yamtarun. That is the truth about Jesus Christ that they are hiding, that they are trying to cast doubt about. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, even the time of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, at the time people were asking the question, are you sure? When is He going to come? When is the help of Allah going to come? At the battle of Al-Ahzab, they were digging the trench, and the Sahabas came to the Prophet. Mata Nasrullah. You told us that the help of Allah is going to come. Where is the help? Then Allah responded, Allah inna nasara Allah kareem. The help of Allah is coming on the way. Even Adam alayhi salam, at the beginning, Hawa alayhi salam, the wife of Adam alayhi salam, was looking for children. They didn't have. Child after child, miscarriage. Pregnancy after pregnancy, there was miscarriage. They began to supplicate to Allah. If only you can grant us a child that will survive, we will be grateful to you. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, finally Adam and Hawa, they had children, Kabir and Habil. May Allah bless all of them. May Allah join us with them on the day of accountability in Jannatul Firdaus. These are people, they are human beings like us. Yes, at the time they were almost thinking that it was impossible. But what they thought was impossible was possible with Allah. But here is a difference between them and us. They didn't allow their problem, no matter how difficult it was, to take them away from Allah. No. Instead, it draws them closer to Allah. They continue to supplicate. Like Allah said in Surah Maryam, Zechariah was supplicating, consistently, ceaselessly, secretly. And he said, oh Allah, even though you have not blessed me for my needs, I'm not going to give up on you. This is the attitude we need to adopt. But many of us nowadays, when we are facing similar situations, we turn away from Allah. We are looking for babalawos. We are looking for native doctors. We are looking for Buni society. We are looking for other means, thereby creating more problems, complicating a problem that is already complicated. This is the problem we have in today's life. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam. But in the verse that we have rehearsed to you, verse 153 of Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, reach out to me consistently through salat and be patient, and I will respond to you. The hallmark of a Muslim is consistency in worship, consistency in dependence in Allah, consistency in Iman and Yaqeen, trusting in Allah, believing that Allah will do for you what you want Him to do for you. That's what makes a Muslim. A Muslim is not the type of person who will give up in the face of difficulties. A Muslim is the person who realizes that Allah is my pillar. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, when he was facing all these turbulence, all these problems, his wife died, his child died, his uncle died, enemies were at him, and things were not going well. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told the Prophet, Fastaqim kama umirt. Stay on the course. Don't deviate. Don't divert yourself to any direction. Stay on the course we have placed you. You are surely the one who will guide to the straight path. And you are on the straight path as a matter of fact. Therefore, Don't deviate. Therefore, a believer should not, under any circumstance, say, this problem has become so much. Where is Allah when I've been going through this? Why can't Allah cure me? This and that. No. Don't approach it from that moment. You know what? Your next element of patience will tip the scale over. Yes. If you give up on yourself. You shut the door against yourself. But if you were to just persevere for another second, that will make the difference. That will make the difference, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam. You are not to dictate to Allah when Allah will bring His mercy upon you. The Anbiya of Allah that we have mentioned, they supplicated to Allah over what they need. And Allah granted them what they wanted. My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, one other deficiency in our supplication is when we are supplicating to Allah, we are asking for materialism of this world. I need money, I need position, I need this, I need that. No. Check all the prayers of the prophets of Allah. What they were after is enhancement of their relationship with Allah. They surrendered to Allah. Look at the prophet. In every salat, Allahumma ayini ala zikrika wa shukrika wa husni ibadatik. Oh Allah, empower me to remember you, to worship you, and to be steadfast in that worship. He didn't say, give me money. He didn't say, give me a house. No, he didn't say so. Ibrahim alayhi salam, even when he was asking for a child, he didn't particularly ask Allah, oh Allah, give me children. No. He told Allah, grant me from among the righteous. Grant me what? Inside him, he knows he was looking for a child. Zechariah told Allah, oh Allah, grant me offspring, pure and righteous offspring. He didn't say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 children. No. Ayub alayhi salam was sick to the point of death. He told Allah, Ani masani aduru wa anta arhamu rahimin. You are the most merciful of those who show mercy. Worship Allah. Enhance your relationship with Him. He knows what to do for you. He knows what you are going through. He knows how to solve your problem. And dear brothers and sisters, in verse 152 of Surah Al-Baqarah, how do we then use it to approach Allah? Look at that verse. Ya ayyuhallazina amanu ista'inu bis-sabri was-salah inna Allaha ma'as-sabirin. The operating word in that verse is ista'inu, seek from Allah. Seek from Allah. How do you seek? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent us a beautiful surah in the Quran known as Surah Al-Fatiha, Surah Al-Hamd. It's also known as Sabah Al-Mathani. It's also known as Al-Dhikr. It's also known as Salat. That's why in this ayah, Allah refers to it, Stayinu bi-saburi wa salat. That Salat, Mufassirun say, it means Surah Al-Fatiha. Allah buries in this surah a verse number 4 of that surah. And the prophet says, when a believer reads that verse, after he reads the first 3 verses and gets to that verse, after reading it, Allah will reply and tell the believer, here is an agreement between you and I. Everything you need will be granted. It's a bridge that links Allah to the believer. And what is that verse? Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. What did Allah say? He said, Ista'inu bis-sabr. But here is a verse, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. You alone I worship and you alone I depend upon for help, for my needs, for my protection, for my guidance, for my sustenance, for my defense. You alone, no one else. Establish that relationship with Allah. My dear brothers and sisters, that's why we are encouraged to read it 17 times a day, obligatorily, in our obligatory raka'ahs, in the 5 daily salawat. Yes, Surah Al-Fatiha is the Miftahul Jannah, the key to Jannah, the key to good life. Read it every day in your salat. Calm down and read it. Know what you are reading. And then when you have spare time, go on Qiyamul Layl. Or sit down for a while when you taslim after your salat. Where are you hurrying to? This is the problem with many of us. Assalamu alaikum, you are gone. And you say you are communicating with Allah. No, sit down a while. Why not turn that ayah Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in to zikri. Do it 99 times. The 101, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in, Ihdina siratal mustaqim, siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim, ghayril maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Why don't you conclude like that in every salat? At the end of the day, therefore, you have recited Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in 500 times. If you do so every day, Allah is so merciful. Why will He not grant you what you need at the time of His choosing? You are not the one to choose for Him. Grant it to me now. No, it doesn't apply to you and Allah. Let Him decide when He will give it to you. This is how Allah operates. But we want it now. The Prophet says every believer will get what he desires, what he asks from Allah, if he is patient. If he is patient to receive it. But we are not patient. Very soon we give up. 5 days after we ask, if it has not come, we give up and start looking for babalawos. We look for magicians. We look for jadoo makers. How are you going to get what you need, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam? Stay with Allah. That's why the Prophet was told, fast taking kama umrita, stay steady. Allah says, Inna lazina kalu rebuna Allah thumma stakamu. Those who say our Lord is Allah and they are stable, they are consistent in that. Allah says, we shall descend the angels upon them. We shall grant them what they need. If you ask me how to apply this verse, therefore, you apply it through salat. Look at what Allah is saying about salat. If you go to the Quran, over 65 places in the Quran where Allah talk about salat, asking you to pray. This is what you're going to get when you pray. And over 12 or 15 verses where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly commands you, Akimu salah wa atu zakat, Akimu salah wa atu zakat, Akimu salah wa atu zakat. Why? Because salah is the medium in which you ask Allah for your needs. Ista'inu bi sabri wa salat. And He has told you how to ask me for need. Tell me, Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Then, thereafter, tell me what you need. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. If it is guidance you need, tell Him. If it is good health you need, tell Him. If it is children you need, tell Him at that point in time. You may not have that luxury of time when you are doing your obligatory salawat, but that's why you need Qiyamul Layl. That's why you need to sit down after Salah. That's why you need other moments to do Nawafil, so that you can pour your needs down for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Where are you hurrying to in the world we live? My dear brothers and sisters in Islam, there is a solution to our problem. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for all of us. So stay with us. We are coming to you every day, 9 o'clock United States time in Texas, 3 o'clock Nigeria time, or 4 o'clock in Europe. Stay with us in our Facebook channel for our daily broadcast, bringing these verses to you, verses of relief, joy, and hope. Relief in your present difficulties, that will grant you joy that you need in life, and hope that will take you to Akhirah. Those are the verses we are bringing to you, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam. Link up with us, wherever you may be. You will benefit. Find out what Allah is telling you. There are verses from Allah to the believers. That's the title. Find out what Allah wants to tell you every day so that your life will improve. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to take shaitan away from our lives and take our lives far away from shaitan. Subhanallah wa bihamdik, subhanaka Allahumma bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.